I'm pretty sure you've seen him, and you already know that Anderson Cooper is usually the one who does the interviewing between his various roles on TV, one of which is his own talk show.
Yeah, and blue eyes. I mean, Anderson recently he has striking blue eyes. What can I say? Anderson recently sat down with Delmarva Life and Brian Spiros, and Brian was actually the one asking the questions. So what made Anderson want to take on another show? Does he ever stop working? And why he says he isn't the type of person to take a vacation. Take a look.
Anderson Cooper is no stranger to the world of news between his work on CNN and 60 Minutes.
I've never really thought I could have a career in TV at all, so everything has sort of been a surprise for me.
Last fall, he added another job to his resume, host of his own daytime talk show, Anderson.
I love news and I want to continue with news, but it's nice to, exercise different muscles. It's nice to have more variety in your day. And I didn't want to do another program that was a show about politics or about news, but it's nice to have a daytime show that you can do a variety of kind of stories.
Delmarva Life went to New York City to interview Anderson right on the set of his show, which overlooks Central Park. I asked him if a talk show was something he always had on his radar.
I watched a lot of daytime TV growing up, obviously Phil Donahue's show and Oprah, and I started doing work for Oprah back in around 2005, 2006. So once I started doing work with her and seeing the potential for a daytime show in terms of its ability to touch people's lives and help people's lives, that's what made me really want to do it.
And now here he is, doing a show that has everything from celebrity interviews to the headlines everyone is talking about. The day our cameras were there, Anderson talked with a group of people who left the Amish lifestyle. After that, Taxi stars Mary Lou Henner and Tony Danza made an appearance. Anderson makes it a point to get the studio audience involved, one of the cool aspects of the show. Many people may not realize this, but Anderson is the son of designer, writer, and heiress Gloria Vanderbilt, who he recently had on his show. Even with a famous mother and a job that keeps him in the public eye, Anderson has remained a very private person. So who is he outside of work?
What you see on TV is pretty much who I am. I mean, I don't have a lot of spare time, so I would just as soon go someplace, I don't really take vacation. I would just as soon travel someplace to shoot a story for CNN or 60 Minutes or this show, then go and sit on a beach for a while, because I'm sort of, I'm a pale guy. I don't really do well on beaches. No one wants to see me hanging out on a beach. So, what I'm doing is so fun, and I'm learning so much from it every day. It really is my life. I mean, it really is what I love to do. I mean, my spare time, I go out to dinners occasionally. I read a lot. I go see movies. I hang out with friends. But this is my passion, and it's something I feel very blessed to be in a position where I'm able to actually do it.
Anderson has traveled the world covering some of the biggest stories. He's become a celebrity in his own right, but our conversation quickly revealed he doesn't look at himself that way.
It's going to sound weird, but I really have no idea. I don't really think of myself as somebody who's well known, which sounds odd, but I just find in my line of work, it doesn't really make any sense to think about yourself as a well-known person. It doesn't add to what you're doing as a storyteller. So, like when people say hi to me on the street, I just think, oh, they know me from somewhere, or they're just being nice. And so it's nice. I just have regular conversations with people. I sort of live in a world of delusion, but it kind of works for me.
It's good living in your own little world.
Yeah.
Well, now, as Brian said, Anderson's mother is Gloria Vanderbilt, and we also should mention that his father, Wyatt Emery Cooper, he was an author and screenwriter.
Yeah, and he died when Anderson was 11 years old. Anderson also told Brian during the interview he considers his parents one of the major influences in his life.
I don't know if it's his hair, but for some reason he seems deceptively older. He's in his early 40s.
Early 40s, yeah, I believe so.
And where he's been, and what he's done, and how well he presents himself, it astounds me.
Yeah.
And he seems like nice people.
He does.
And you like his blue eyes.
I think he has blue eyes, okay?
I wish I had eyes like his. He's got some incredible eyes.
They're like steel blue.
It's neat to be able to get in behind the scenes and hear what he has to say about himself, even though he didn't like to talk about himself.
Yeah.
So thank you, Brian. That was awesome. Recovering from surgery can be a long and hard process. So still ahead on Delmarva Life, how you can ease the pain of the process without taking prescription pain pills.
Peninsula Home Care is here to show us an alternative that doesn't involve narcotics. In fact, it's so simple we'll get a demonstration right here in the studio. Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva.